Hi everyone, yours truly T-Stock right here, and welcome to another YouTube episode. We are going to talk about the tomes in Megabonk. I think many out there don't know how to use the tomes, when to use the tomes, what are they exactly doing, but we're gonna go through the tomes and then you can maybe know how you're going to use the tomes and to what character you're gonna use to the tomes. We're gonna go through a little bit of that and let's go. Alright, welcome back into Megabonk. So, the tomes. There is a couple of tomes that you're running with, and for everybody knows, you can run with 4 tomes every round. If you don't know that you can do that, you have the shop and you can buy, so you have 2 more extra tome slots. Same with the weapons. So you can use 4 tomes instead of 2. So, the tomes. To understand like what you wanna want with the tomes, you really need to understand the characters first. So before you decide what character you will play, Noelle, of course, is the meta character right now. But if you just want to go around and have fun, you can play on any other characters. But if you want to do the long runs, you will kind of have to go with Noelle, because Noelle is meta today and is doing the best in the long runs and survival. But for example, with Noelle, she is like they always have this passive thing on the character. So Noelle is gain 1 size per level. So for Noelle, there's no point of going with like the size tome. The first tome is the agility tome. It's a plus movement speed. It really just like higher your speed on the characters. A really good tome to use on basically every character, because most of the characters are very slow except for like Calcium and Tony Maxum. But for Calcium as a character, you can use the agility tome because it's giving Calcium more speed, and for many who you know, Calcium is a speed demon who builds speeds over time, but you also gain damage based on speed. So the more speed you have, you gain more damage. So the agility tome is not bad to have on Calcium, though it maybe become too much of speed. So when you are coming to the threshold of speed, there's no meaning, and you maybe gonna get to the threshold before you're gonna get to the threshold even without the tome. So there's no point of having the agility tome on Calcium either way. But on all the other characters, it's good to have because it gives you that much speed, so you can take yourself around all the levels and pick up all the shrines way much better, faster, and easier, and also helps you a lot if you want to do unlocking of items where you need to, for example, pick all the shrines on all the maps. The next one is the size tome. As I said, Noelle is building already the size, so there's no point of having the size tome. And also when you're upgrading all the weapons, you most of the time get extra size, and the chaos tome, we're gonna come to that, also helps you get extra size. But with many characters, kind of like Mega Shadow, who has the axe, and all the other characters who has like this area damage thing. No, not Mega Shadow has the aura, but the ogre has the axe. The size tome can do a lot because it's just bringing out, so you can attack more enemies at the same time, and you maybe need to have that because the size is not going to be building on all the upgrades either way. The silver tome. Useless tome except for in the beginning. In the beginning you maybe want to unlock all these things here in the shop. In the beginning you maybe want to buy items and weapons that you have unlocked pretty fast, because you're unlocking a lot of stuff just by playing the game regularly and don't even like care. So, but it costs silver. The silver tome is good in the beginning as a new player. Other than that, it's pointless. You like the tome you don't need to have. Next one is the shield tome. It's building shield. It's this blue thing above your health. I am always the one who's taking, when I'm running a game, I usually take from one of the shrines extra shield, because the first damage you get from an enemy, if you kind of running into like a crowded place with a lot of enemies, the first attack they're doing are taken on the shield. No matter how much damage it does, like the first attack it takes goes from the shield. So you can take like one attack and you can like maybe jump away. So the shield is good that either way. The tome though is building up the shield. Really no point of having it It's good, maybe, but there are other tomes that are way better. But if you want to, you can run it with Athena, because Athena is dealing more damage on lower HP, and she gains 2 thorns per level. So that means that you want Athena to have low health, so that's good to run with the item Kevin. But you need something else that is building her health, so shield will be perfect. The other one is Regen. Regen is that you healing over time. The more Regen you have, the faster you heal. I would say it's kind of useless in all the builds, because you get Regen in the game, but Regen doesn't really heal you that much at all compared to lifesteal. So lifesteal is way better. Lifesteal you can get from the shrines, but lifesteal you also have a book called Bloody Tome, and that is really good, because this one is better than the Regen. So we don't need to talk about this later, but the Bloody Tome is giving you a chance to heal for one when you hit an enemy, and if you have this over 100%, you will get guarantee heal on every enemy that you hit. So in the long run, like that's also a good tome for survival, maybe also for not for Athena, because you want to have her on low health, but it's running really good with the character Vlad, who is gaining 1% lifesteal per level, so you can up that lifesteal thing extremely much on Vlad. And also he is running with the blood magic, who is giving a chance of increased max HP of killing enemies. So it's good to have him on a lifesteal thing, because that's his passive. Next one is projectile speed. Maybe many don't understand the projectile speed and the attack speed. The projectile speed is for every projectile you have. For example, when it comes to the weapons, it's the bow, it's the arrow, it's like every it's a dice and wireless dagger. It's all the weapons that are shooting out something. Not like throwing or being in like an area thing, like, because this doesn't have projectile speeds, but this one are private projectile speed because it's a projectile, and that is just giving you the speed from when it's leaving, from when you throwing it until it hits the enemy. That's the speed between. That's what it's doing. It's higher the speed between the shot you're doing and how fast it's gonna reach the enemy. Next one is Precision Tome. This is a meta tome right now. Let me explain how it works. The Precision Tome is raising your crit chance. So when you're reaching 100% of your crit chance on your character, you getting overcrit. What overcrit is doing also runs good with the fork, but what overcrit is doing is that it giving you the crit chance, the crit damage goes in and do a overcrit that is way more damage than usually. So 100% crit, and then you have like overcrit, and it's doing a lot of damage, and that is something that is really important when you're doing a long run. So the Precision Tome is really good when it comes to the damage. Knockback Tome, basically just it's when you're hitting an enemy and how far the enemy is going back from that attack. So when every time you hit the enemy, it stops a little bit or go back a little bit. So this one is just helping you hitting the enemy, so it gets a longer knockback from the attack. The HP Tome, as I said, it's just raising your HP. I would say I've never kind of run with a knockback in the HP Tome. HP Tome you can run basically with any character. The HP is just giving more HP to your character, but in a long run and end run, the health doesn't really matter, because what you want to focus on is that they're not gonna hit you at all. So it's no meaning of having that. You can prep your character with a better slot. Evasion Tome runs extremely good with a ninja, because a ninja is having execute an enemy upon evading them. So this is just giving you more evasion. It's all about when enemy is hitting you and how much chance you have to avoid that hit. So the Evasion Tome is a must if you're running with ninja, because it's building up his passive. Next one is the Golden Tome. As I said, it just gives you more gold from all the sources, from when you're picking up from what's it called, those pots, but also when you're killing enemies. So That is a golden tome is a must to run with if you're running with Robinette. Robinette is gaining 1% gold per level, and it also increases her damage slightly by total gold in inventory. So the golden tome is really good to go with Robinette, or is a must because it's building up the damage on her. Damage tome, also a tome that is increasing the damage of your attacks, so it's easy said as that. Remember that the tome, many think that the tome is bad because it's like giving you like 0.2-0.3% extra per level it's giving, but what you have to remember is that, let's say you have building up Robinette a lot of damage from her passive and the main damage, so every time you leveling up the damage tome, it's giving you that percentage on the total damage that you already have, so it's really good to be running. Also it actually gives you more damage what you think. The cooldown tone, this is the attack speed. So the difference between the project speed and attack speed, this is how fast your attack will happen. There's a cooldown on all the attacks. So the projectile speed was when you are throwing from the character to the enemy, the speed between there. The attack speed is how fast it will load up and do the attack again. So the cooldown speed is it works on all the attack, because I think many doesn't know that the aura, not the aura, but yeah, the aura, all the AoE, flame, aura, and frostwalker, they have an attack speed. The frostwalker is like pulsing. The more attack speed you have, the faster it will pulse and hit the enemies when it's inside the ring, because the enemy can move inside all these rings without taking hits. The flame walker is the only one that when it's up, they are taking damage in the whole ring, but it's a count on that one. So it depends on how many times you take that out and the duration of it. But the more attack speed you have, the more times it will throw out this this flame. And the aura is the same. It's like when they are in the aura, it's also like you don't see it, but it takes damage over time when they are in the ring. And the more attack speed you have, the more times it will pulsate on the enemy. Next one is the Thorns. Thorns is basically when someone is attacking you, you hit back automatically. So the attack is giving a certain percentage back to the enemy in damage. Thorns is also really good to run with Athena, because she is gaining 2 Thorns per level. So you can do a lot of damage by running her with the Aegis, that is her weapon, and just running into enemies. because many enemies who are gonna hit her is gonna take a lot of damage. So Thorns is good for a character like also Ninja, because he's having a lot of evasion. Quantity tome, as I said, it's giving you extra projectile on all the weapons. So every time you take that, you get extra times you are throwing out a weapon. So it's just basically increased the number of attacks, running really good with basically any character that is not running with a lot of AoEs, other than when you're running with Flame Walker, you throw out a lot more flames. But if you want to run with like Calcium and other characters and have fun, the quantity is really good because it's building up your weapon quantity a lot. The Bloody Tome we already talked about is the lifesteal thing. The Attraction Tome is just like raising your pickup range. Remember that there is an item that you want to have, and it's the Sucker Magnet. So this tome is kind of useless, but it's giving you a wider range of picking up all the XP and stuff around you. Remember when you're running this one is that you will always also pick up the drop chances of like those things that the enemies are dropping, and maybe you want to save them when you want to run against bosses. So this one is gonna help you pick those things up from further away, and it can also be bad. The Armor Tome is building up armor, also like a really good thing to run with, example, the Ninja, who's have an evasion and can run into enemies, but Athena, of course. So it's building up the armor, nothing with the shield, nothing with the HP, it's just how much the attack, how less damage you're gonna take from every attack from the enemy. That's what the armor are doing. The Duration Tome, let me explain it. The Duration Tome is working, for example, if you're throwing out like a flame. The flame doesn't really have a a projectile speed, because it throw that out and then it goes away. So what the duration is doing that is every time you throw out the attack is how long the attack will be out hurting the enemies. Also with the axe, so if you throw an axe, it goes out and comes back like a boomerang. If you have duration, it goes out and stay out a little bit longer and hit the enemies more, and then it goes back. So duration is just like making your attacks stay stay out and attacking enemies longer. Luck Tome. Basically raising your luck. I think the threshold is on 777%, so I'm gonna go through and say this again. I've said it in a video before, but the threshold is 777%. After that you cannot get more luck, even if you gaining more luck. It's not gonna help you. So, but you're not gonna reach 777% until like level 800 or 900 or something like that. The luck is gonna help you a lot, giving you way more legendaries, way more better legendary items and better upgrades on all the weapons, and it's gonna make you get that early stage in the game that can be that can be really good to have, to build up your damage that early, to survive longer, but to be able to pick more from all the levels and maps. But it's so it's the luck tome is really good to run with. You are gaining luck from shrines. You can get the luck and stuff from shrines and other items, but the luck tome is giving you huge more percentage to luck and gonna help you earlier to get better stuff, and that can be really good to get. I always run with luck tome. XP Tome is giving you extra XP per all the sources that are dropping, so basically you get more shards from all the enemies. Goes very well together with Cursed Tome, though I would say this: the Cursed Tome is raising the difficulty. That means that you are getting way harder enemies, but you're getting way more enemies. The Cursed Tome, many people are forgetting, oh, we don't run with the Cursed Tome, but when they come to an end run, every time they're killing like those wisps, they get like 100 per kill, 100 per like attack. When you have in the Cursed Tome, you're getting like a way more enemies, and it's huge different. If you want to do like wrong ones, you have to have the Cursed Tome, because it's giving you more enemies to kill. If you want to have like a record in kills, you have to run with the Cursed Tome, because it's giving you so much more enemies to kill per every time they're coming up new enemies. But also remember, when you're running these two, yeah, they are helping each other because you're getting a lot of XP, but I would rather take away the XP tome, because if you raise the difficulty that much, you're gonna get so much more XP shards what you usually get either way. So the XP tome you can replace with some other tome that is giving you better attacks, or giving you more damage for the damage tome and stuff like that, to make your character become even more of a killing machine. Because the difficulty tome, the curse tome, is gonna give you so much more XP either way, so you don't need to run these two. You going to level up fast even without this. The Chaos Tome is a meta tome that is always you run with every character, because it's boosting all the stats. It's boosting every stat, and it can boost a lot. Like if you get that in a legendary and it gives you, for example, damage, you can get like 60% extra damage. But it can also give you shit like, oh, extra silver gain. But you can level up, all the tomes you can level up to level 99, and this one is giving you so much more percentage to your crit chances, crit damage, attack speed. Because there's so many stats that you have that is based upon damage. So the Chaos Tome is going to give you a lot to get more damage to the enemies. All right. Thank you so much. That was all the tomes. If there's something more that I have missed, just tell me in the comments. If there's something more you want to see, we're gonna go through that. Next video I'm gonna be releasing, don't know if it's gonna be this weekend or next week, but it's gonna be we're gonna be playing Calcium, and it's just gonna be a fun video of how you're gonna be playing Calcium best and funniest.